Should you pull for Reno's BT? Let's start with his roles. Reno is a debuffer, delayer, and dispeller. His skill 1, Electroprod, deals 6 HP attacks with 250% splash, and inflicts the debuff Numb for 4 turns on all enemies. Electric Dance, his skill 2, deals 8 HP attacks with 150% splash, and grants the buff Turk's Point for 8 turns. Pyramid, his LD, deals 5 AoE HP attacks, group dispelling 4 buffs, and inflicting the debuff Pyramid on all enemies. Galvanic Chain, his FR finisher, also inflicts Pyramid on all enemies. Neo Pyramid, Reno's BT, first inflicts Pyramid on all enemies, and the effect lasts 6 turns, granting the party HP cap up of 30%, as well as upgrading his HP command to Turk's Combo. Turk's Combo deals a big 11 AoE HP attacks, filling the EX gauge by 20%, delaying himself by 1 turn and his allies by 2 turns, and finally again, inflicting Pyramid on all enemies. Moving on to his buffs and debuffs. Numb delays the target by 2 turns whenever they use melee or ranged attacks. Turk's Point is a buff that grants Reno himself Thunder Enchant. EM Triple Shot is a debuff that lowers an enemy's thunder resist. Lastly, Pyramid makes enemy attacks deal both 0 Brave and HP damage. Furthermore, the enemy cannot inflict debuffs. However, the catch to this is after either effects are triggered once, the debuff will wear off. Reno's Force Conditions. His first condition grants 20% after any enemy acts. The second condition gives 30% whenever the enemy uses a melee ability, the third, another 30% when they use a ranged ability. The fourth grants a final 20% when anyone in your party uses a thunder ability. Reno's pros. Let's start with his most obvious. That BT attack. Holy shit, talk about a stacked move. 11 AoE HP dumps, as well as making everyone in your party move slower to make for optimal countering? This is one of the few instances with Opera Omnia that I am fine with someone only having 6 turns in their BT effect. Because this move alone makes up for it. He makes any tank work 5 times better than they normally would. Hell, even Rubicant works great with Reno, because if you have Neon, her true party fire enchant can turn Reno into a fire unit. And against the right bosses, Reno's FR numbers will skyrocket. Every act they do, that's 50% in your pocket every single time. There is no cap to how many times it can trigger per turn, keep in mind. Also, remember that none of his conditions require your party to actually be hit with any attack, so even with evasion, Reno's FR will still be ticking up. Lastly, his super amazing Pyramid debuff, which previously was only accessible through his LD and FR, can be inflicted many more times thanks to his BT finisher and broken BT attack also inflicting it. Let's go to his cons. This was true with him before, and it is still true to this day. You do not want that numb debuff on the enemy. With Reno in your party, you don't want to be moving at all unless it's absolutely necessary. I don't know why he has a random debuff that does exactly the opposite of that. On the bright side, it's a very easy con to bypass. Just don't use his skill 1. Also, this is slightly annoying, but Reno does struggle a bit with magic-based bosses. His FR does not work at all against them. Then again, that is if you're using his FR as the main. He also has no Party Thunder enchant built into his kit. A bit weird, since he gives you almost everything else. But oh well, just pop in another enchant unit, or a Garnet or Ash Call, and you're good to go. Lastly, Reno's BT effect is short, only 6 turns. But to be honest, it's not that bad at all. For what it gives in return, a short duration isn't the worst thing in the world. Is Reno's BT necessary? Yes, definitely. His upgraded HP command from his BT single-handedly turns him from just good to busted. It allows him to inflict his strongest debuff much more frequently, not to mention the self-delays make it an invaluable attack for defensive/counter heavy teams. My should you pull rating for Reno is an S+. What a fantastic rework this guy got. Going from a weird niche unit to a regular MVP is awesome. Thankfully I have his FR already, and by the time his co-op shop opens, I should have enough to token his BT without having to pull anything at all. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all next time. Fart noise.